You ever get frustrated with your backyard space? You wonder, why doesn't mine look like everybody's on HGTV? In this video, I'm gonna give you some backyard ideas specifically with landscape design that you can take with you by simply looking at a design we're gonna create together. Let's go. My name is Bobby K. I'm a professional landscape designer, and this channel is dedicated to DIYers, landscape lovers, and those interested in landscape design. If any of those topics interest you, consider subscribing. Now, let's jump into the design. Okay, so we've done some light photoshopping where you can start to see what this space is. Our client is an older couple that just wants a nice place to sit and enjoy with their family that's super low maintenance. That's what we're gonna do for them. Let's get into the problem so you can see what this space can become. Problem number one, this. We got a big concrete pad. I'd say it's like 15 by 15. It's not huge, but it's probably been there like 30 years. It's stained, it's cracked, it's got uneven surfaces, a bunch of toe kicks where basically anybody can take a header at any given moment. Who doesn't want that? And then it's supported by a bunch of railroad ties that are rotted out. Railroad ties don't last more than 10 to 15 years typically. Termites are gonna get in there, elements, Mother Nature, whatever you wanna call it. Everything here has got to go. It's just not gonna last. It looks horrible. We're gonna fix that. Problem area number two is this kind of grayish blob that you see right here. It's kind of hard to see even what it is. This is a water feature. It has boulders and concrete. The concrete's holding the boulders together and it's creating basins where the water can go in and then come back up. I'm sure at one point it was absolutely beautiful, but concrete doesn't last. Concrete cracks, and with cracks and water, nothing's holding it. So this thing doesn't even work. We're gonna get rid of that. Problem area number three, I'd say, is the landscaping. The landscaping, I don't think it's awful, but what I see is it's kind of messy. It doesn't really have a theme, and I feel like during certain points in the year, I'm sure it looks great, but right now in this fall season, it just looks kind of yucky. I think that we can make this absolutely beautiful so it looks great in the spring, summer, and fall. That's problem area number three. Let's start putting all this together, and as I'm going along and doing this, I'm gonna give you out some pro tips that are gonna save you time and money that you can apply to your landscaping. Now we're into problem number two, what to do with this space where the water feature is. Well, one of the things when I was talking with the homeowner is they like the water feature. They love how it sounds. They love that tranquil ambiance. They could sit out there, have their morning coffee, listen to the water. I want to keep that with them, but at the same time, I know that they're not going to want to do a bunch of maintenance or keep up with it like you would with a koi pond or anything like that. What we can do from a design element to solve this is do something simple like a bubbling boulder or an urn that has water that comes out. Basically, you can put the motor in a compartment, or you can just have it down in the rubber liner loose and it should be fine. You disconnect it. That's all you got to do in the winter. So let's put one of those in, either a bubbler or an urn. Picking out a decorative stone to go around the bubbler because the water is going to go down and it's going to permeate through something. We obviously don't want it to go through mulch. That makes no sense because you're going to have a rubber liner and you're going to have those eco blocks, which is like what the urn is going to stand on top of, and then you can put decorative gravel on there because water can obviously get gravel wet and it can go down through. So I'm going to pick a gravel that's going to go with the color theme. That's a little pro tip for you. A lot of people might go to with like a Iowa Rainbow Rock. Alabama Sunset would work. It's really nice. It's got just about every color in the book, but we've got an earth tone beige theme going on with this because of the color of the siding of the house. So I want to pick Merrimack Bee gravel. It's a real cost-effective gravel. It's about, I don't know, $45 a yard. You get a couple bags, throw it right on top. It might cost you 15 bucks. So that's what I'm going to use here. And we'll move on to problem number 3. What are we going to do about this landscaping? So what I want to do is I want to create a design that has a couple different focal points, but isn't too busy. It's clean, and I know that it's going to work for this space. All right, let's sum all this up. Problem number 1, we had that nasty concrete and those rotted railroad ties that held everything together. Pro tip for you is after you get in your pavers, make sure you put a polymeric sand in between the pavers. You sweep that in, spray it down. All the instructions are on the bag. That is going to help with weeds growing up through there. Problem number 2, what did we have? We had the water feature. We took that out and we decided to go with an urn. You could go with a bubbling boulder. Pro tip from this one is the color of the urn. I decided to go with kind of an orange or a beige because of the composite deck that they already had. Play off the elements that are already in the structure, the house, the design that are around you, and I think that you'll have a lot more success and it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. Problem number 3 was with the landscaping. It was kind of all over the place. It didn't really have a theme. And you'll see if you design without a theme in mind that, yeah, you can fall into the trap. I had a ton of fun putting this design together, and I hope that you learned some really great tips that can help you with your space and your landscaping project. If this design didn't really speak to you, the tips did, but you're not really sure how to implement it in your space, go down in the description below, click on the link to my website, and you can upload a picture of your design. I'm happy to do a Bobby K design for you, and maybe we'll make a YouTube video out of it. So until then, I'll see you on the next one.